The Surface Book. It's Microsoft's first laptop and has a clever trick up its sleeve. From afar, the Surface Book looks like any ordinary laptop, but it's not until you get closer and see its unique hinge that you notice something different about it. That's because the Surface Book is a tablet connected to a keyboard, and you could separate the two with the press of a button. Although 2-in-1 laptops have been around for years, the Surface Book is the best implementation yet, with a gorgeous screen and powerful components. Laptop makers take notice. This is how you build a laptop-tablet hybrid. The Surface Book exudes quality from the moment I picked it up. Everything feels precise and the magnesium body feels great to the touch, adding a little bit of texture to grip. There were no creaks or rattles to speak of, and the entire machine feels like it was milled from a solid block. Then there's the bizarre looking hinge. Since it's segmented and doesn't quite fold flat, it can pinch thin headphone cables when opening, so you'll want to keep the back of the laptop free of cables. It works well to keep the tablet in place, but it does wobble and shake when touching the screen. I wish there was less play when touching the display in laptop mode, though other touchscreen laptops face the same problem. The keyboard is a joy to type on, and is up there with the best laptop keyboards I've used. The only gripe I have with the keyboard is its uneven backlighting. You can see the center of the keycaps through the letters, and the edges are brighter than the center. It's not a deal breaker, but it's noticeable on such a well put together machine. The trackpad is also equally impressive, though there are some software quirks. For instance, scrolling in Chrome stutters at times, and the operating system gets stuck trying to scroll in certain apps after reattaching the tablet to the keyboard base. The trackpad feels as good as Apple's MacBook trackpads, but its software holds it back from truly being great. A good screen is a must-have for a tablet, and the Surface Book delivers. Its 13.5-inch screen gets bright and its colors pop. Its 3000 by 2000 screen resolution is high enough that you won't be able to see pixels with the naked eye. Web pages, images, and magazines all look phenomenal, though some Zinio magazines didn't take advantage of the Surface Book's high resolution. The screen also gets bright, but it's surprising that there's no buttons for adjusting brightness on the keyboard. You'll have to do it from the Action Center by swiping in from the right side of the screen. And even then, you only have 4 brightness settings to cycle through. Our Surface Book tester is one step below the top-of-the-line model, featuring a Core i7-6600U, 16GB of RAM, a 512GB SSD, and a custom dedicated graphics card from NVIDIA. At $26.99, it's quite expensive. I use the Surface Book for editing documents, watching video, listening to music, and editing photos with Lightroom and Photoshop, and performance was great. Windows 10 runs quickly, and I never found myself wanting more power. And since a majority of the components are in the tablet portion of the Surface Book, your wrists stay nice and cool when the laptop is at full load. You can game with the Surface Book, but you'll have to compromise on resolution and texture detail. Its unique 3:2 aspect ratio is a bit awkward for gaming, but it's not bad after messing with some resolution settings. Team Fortress 2 and CSGO ran great at 1080p, averaging around 90 frames per second. More demanding games like BioShock Infinite will have to be played at lower resolutions in low settings to be remotely playable. League of Legends fans will be happy to know that the game runs great at 1080p, averaging around 160 frames per second. While powerful enough for just about every productivity task out there, the Surface Book is not a gaming laptop. Its 1GB of video RAM holds it back, but you won't be wanting more performance any other time. For a vast majority of tasks, the Surface Book is extremely quick.